100 projects in downtown, the North Hollywood, Lancashire corridors exploding in high-density infill. In my neighborhood, homes are getting torn down and mansions are going up. This isn't affordable housing, people. It's luxury condos. And if you listen to our elected officials, they're telling you that we're building affordable housing. That's not what's happening at all. It's very expensive to build in California, as you know. The real estate market is high. There are a lot of people that live here. We have about 40 million people in the state now, 10 million in the county, almost 4 million in the city of Los Angeles. The demand is greater than the supply. It's economics. So, it's a tough question. How do we build more housing affordably when we don't have a lot of land to do so? But I think the answer is regulation to a certain extent, and holding developers accountable for these really expensive luxury condos. How many are they setting aside for fair market value? And who can really afford those, quite frankly? The places that are going up in my neighborhood are very expensive. I don't know if I answered your question, but do you live at home now? Do you live with your parents?
Actually, what is making now is just to give you a good example. My SSI is $7.33 a month. My apartment costs me $17.50 to live right now, and they just added charges for water and trash that come out to $100 a month. So that makes the total to $18.50 a month. I only get $7.33. So how is a person with a disability who can't get a job, because if I get a job, they take away my SSI. So how can I live there? Yes.
Well, you nailed it. Let's be honest, the utility bills in the city are outrageous. I mean, we have a mayor who is going to reform GWP, and that really hasn't happened. We have...
They just went up, we just had another increase of 3% in July.
I don't know if there are any elected officials here tonight, like hiding in the audience, or anyone from the city, EWP, the county, or the state, or maybe they can better answer your question than I can. I'm not a politician, I'm not elected to office yet. I intend to, and I think we will get elected. But these are the issues. This is what we need to do, people. We need to hold our public work agencies accountable, the developers that are funding all the other candidates' campaigns. Just so you know, we have not taken any money from anyone, accepted any donations. I've spent my own money on our campaign, and I'm proud to say I spent almost $5,000. It's going to force us to be resourceful, and I'll do whatever I can to address your concerns, but we have to get people engaged and get them to the table and let the elected officials know that are controlling these interests that this is the reality, and people can't afford to live in Los Angeles anymore. It's too expensive. There's too many people here.
But then how many of the buildings that have been built are actually successful?
Judith, that was an incredible reading of the question, and what even impressed me more was your budgeting abilities, because most kids, normal kids, don't even have that when they graduate high school. We really need to look at and reevaluate SSI and the ability of individuals working with disabilities to be able to get a job and be able to subsidize their SSI without having to be penalized. We need to streamline HUD money as well. We need to streamline a lot of the different federal bureaucracies and state bureaucracies that issue money for people with disabilities. there has to be a priority set by our elected officials and the federal government of taking people with disabilities, putting them in not a special category, but they are special arrangements as far as I'm concerned. But in the financial aspect of how do we create an opportunity for people with special needs to live a normal life and enjoy the normal transportation, going to the store, going shopping, education, and so forth. How do we accomplish that? You only accomplish that when you set it as a priority. And when you set it as a priority, then you get the job done. So it has to be set off to one side. We have to streamline these federal agencies. We have to look at SSI and be able to not penalize individuals who want to work and subsidize their income. Because my brother was living with the same problem. He had the TBI issue. And his SSI, he had to rent just a room in a house and extremely limited in his life. And if he worked a little bit, same thing, he got penalized. They took SSI away from him. So it was like you had to live substandard. If you tried to get out, you either live further substandard, but you had to work to live substandard. It was brutal. So these are the things that I will, in working with the community, look to further segregate and work to streamline and fix. There's no questions about it.
So we have one more question, and then I see a hand up. Put your hands up high so we sound like the students.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ken Lane from Taft in Lake Bellevue. My question has to do with the rates of reimbursement that are provided by the Department of Developmental Services to vendors like New Horizons, or Tierra del Sol, or Task, or hundreds of other vendors, in particular in your district. So my question is, between January, did I sort of volunteer to say, between January and June of 2019, the legislature will consider and act on the proposal for a new rate-setting system that would ensure California's ability to meet its responsibilities to people with developmental disability, as defined by the Lanham Act. As a member of the legislature, how will you prepare yourself to assess the needs of the community-based system and the adequacies of proposals brought forward by the Department of Developmental Services?
Yes, sir. I'm a one-man army in my campaign. If I were to be elected, I would surround myself with people a lot smarter than me. And the reason why I'm here tonight is to understand what the issues are, so I can better understand if there are problems, how do we address it. The first thing you have to do to deal with the problems is to better understand. So that's the reason why I'm here tonight. But yeah, I would surround myself with people that are a lot smarter than me. I think coming to events like this are important, obviously. If we had we think we're going to get elected, so we intend to have a staff that will address the most critical issues in the district. Obviously, environmental stewardship, which is really important to me personally. But to this group here tonight, we want to make sure that they're represented. When you look at other government agencies right now, like Metro, and I know transportation is a big issue for this community. Do we know if we have anyone that is on the Metro board that's vested in this community? Are they just elected officials that want to raise each other's salary? I want to better understand what the issues are for this community, and that's why I'm here tonight. So my answer to you, sir, is that I would surround myself with people that would help me understand it and will advocate for you and what your needs are. Absolutely.
Candy seems to be a rock star in this crowd. Yes, I mean, what an applause that you got. So I take my hat off to you, and you've asked a very pertinent business question about reimbursements. And as a businessman, I was in business management until I was 26. Bought out my first company at 26, opened a retail store at 27, and bought another company at 32. So the reimbursement structures you're talking about, it's sitting down with the organizations and saying what is working, what is not working, because reimbursement is in speed. I remember negotiating a contract out with one of the networks in regards to office supplies, and they wanted a 1.5% profit margin on it, but they wanted to pay in a 60-day period. And it's like, wait a minute, the cost to front the money for the materials that are being supplied were way more in the percentages. And so we were requesting 1.5% profit margin, but they had to be paid in 30 days, so you actually made money. So when Medicaid and the reimbursement departments are cutting the services down to the bone, it's imperative that the vendors get reimbursed immediately. So we need to address that and create a business structure that works better. On my team, I already have therapists and psychologists dealing with the homeless issues, the mental health care, and so forth. We would just implement those programs into it as well. And again, talking with Steve, who has quite a bit of knowledge about it, and different state agencies, to figure out how to streamline it. Because this is the bureaucracy. At state level is what you're talking about. We're going to the federal level. But it doesn't mean that I can't step in and figure out how to create the proper business models to make it work. But did I get your question right? Because it's a business question you're asking.
The problem is, the cost of living has gone up 46% in the last 20 years. The minimum wage has gone up 76% in the last many years, and yet our rates have remained flat. So therefore, it's not really a business model or streamlining. It's about the fact vendors are closing because they can't afford to stay open. Therefore, clients are without services. Group homes are closing. Clients don't have a place to live. So it's not a business model that we can do anything about. It's what the legislature needs to do to increase our rates so that we can afford to stay open.
Discussing that is basically raising the costs. As cost of living rise, the vendors have to make a certain profit. It is a profit margin of reimbursement. If it's costing, just taking a number, okay, it costs $50 for this item, okay, and they stay there for 5 years, but yet the item is now costing $75, it's shoving these businesses out of business because they're not being reimbursed for what it costs, right? As that would be discussing. That's the model. This is why the bureaucracies and legislatures have to put into place automatic cost of living rises based on the cost of living for reimbursement of vendors. You can't just stay at a particular level. Congress has an automatic cost of living right into their paycheck. Okay, they denied the cost of living in Social Security for 5 years, the COLA. So what you're talking about is the automatic rising of the cost of vendors, reimbursements. It has to be built into legislation in order for these vendors to stay alive and afloat. They can't sit there at 1982 prices and be paying out 2018 costs. Otherwise, you just go out of business.
So we want to save some of the answer for who spoke.
So, Ken, thank you very much. I would say that there's actually a more, a 10,000-foot view of this question, which is a very good one. Yes, cost of living increases is part of the nuts and bolts of it, but it all comes down to common sense and the lack thereof in the California legislature. For example, I'm fairly certain that most of us in this room, if asked, hey, if we let more people out of jail, will we get more crime? We'd have all gone, why yes, I'm pretty sure that would happen. But no, the California legislature said, you know what we need to do? We need to empty our jails so we can reduce crime. So you're dealing with a group of people that don't necessarily have a firm grasp on how economics and even real life works. Part of the problem is that the California legislature in the last year, I think in the last 2 weeks in particular, they had to cover 4,000 bills. 4,000. That then Jerry Brown decided to sign or veto, and it takes a long time because he writes a veto explanation for each one. There is no reason on God's green earth that they should be coming up with that many laws. I'm so mad that I drove my son's car here today. I actually have a book that's a digest. It's a copy of the summary of the California labor laws for 2017. It weighs more than one of my last babies. This thing is huge. It is enormous. And the California legislature deputized every attorney in the state of California to bring a class action lawsuit on any one of those items. If your restroom isn't at 68 degrees, if lunch wasn't served exactly 5 hours after the person got to work, if the pay stub said week ending